Join us as we go behind the scenes of today's most notorious cybercrime. Every time we get online, we enter their world. So we provide true storytelling to raise awareness, interviewing global leaders making an impact and improving our world, translating cybersecurity into everyday language that's practical and easy to understand. We appreciate you making this an award-winning podcast by downloading our episodes on Apple and Spotify and subscribing to our YouTube channel. This is Cybercrime Junkies, and now the show. Welcome, everyone. Today's episode explores the top 10 emerging technologies this year. I'm joined by Laura, one of our top producers who has dug into these new technologies. So let's dive in. Laura, tell me what you found.
You bet. Well, imagine a world where pig hearts beat in human chests and microscopic organisms gobble up greenhouse gases. It sounds like science fiction, but these technologies are closer than you think.
Today, we're diving into the top 10 emerging technologies of this year that could completely reshape our future.
Whoa, that's a bold statement and a tall hill to climb. You've got my attention. What's first on this list of mind-bending innovations?
Well, let's kick things off with number 10. Genomics for transplants. We're talking about putting genetically modified pig hearts into human bodies. It's not just a wild idea. It actually happened this year when David Bennett Sr. became the first human recipient of a pig heart transplant.
That's incredible. But aren't there some serious ethical concerns with this kind of technology?
Absolutely. On one hand, we have the potential to save countless lives. There are over 100,000 Americans on organ transplant waiting lists. But on the other, we're facing serious questions about animal rights and the risk of zoonotic diseases. It's a classic case of weighing potential benefits against ethical concerns.
It's a tough balance to strike. What's next on the list?
Number 9 is all about turning waste into nourishment. Alternative livestock feeds. Scientists are looking at some pretty unconventional sources like black soldier fly larvae and single-cell proteins from bacteria, yeast, or algae.
Wait, so we're talking about feeding our livestock? Insects and microbes? That's wild.
Exactly. And get this. Globally, we produce over 1.3 billion tons of food waste annually. Repurposing this waste could address both food scarcity and waste management. In trials, chickens fed insect-based diets showed comparable growth rates to those on conventional feeds.
That's fascinating. But I have to wonder, how will consumers feel about eating meat from animals raised on these alternative feeds?
That's the million-dollar question. Consumer acceptance is going to be a major hurdle. But with global population growth straining our food systems, we might not have much choice but to explore these alternatives.
Fair point. So what's number 8 on this list of futuristic tech?
Number 8 is carbon capturing microbes. Scientists have modified certain bacteria and algae to consume CO2 more efficiently, converting it into useful products like biofuels or biodegradable plastics.
Whoa, so we're talking about microscopic climate change fighters? That's incredible.
It really is. One such microbe, Senecococcus elongatus, has been engineered to produce ethanol from CO2 with efficiency surpassing many plants. At scale, these microbes could potentially sequester gigatons of CO2 annually, significantly mitigating greenhouse gas emissions.
That sounds almost too good to be true. Are there any downsides?
Well, there are some concerns about the stability and safety of these engineered organisms in open environments. We need to ensure they don't disrupt natural ecosystems. Plus, maintaining optimal conditions for these microbes at an industrial scale could be energy intensive.
Ah, I see. It's never as simple as it first appears, is it? What's next on our list of emerging technologies?
Number 7 is something called elastocaloric materials. These are materials that change temperature when stretched or compressed. When released, they return to their original temperature, absorbing heat in the process.
Oh, so we could use these for heating and cooling? That's pretty cool, pun intended.
Exactly. Elastocaloric systems could be 20 to 30% more efficient than traditional vapor compression systems used in most refrigerators and air conditioners. given that cooling accounts for about 10% of global electricity consumption. This improvement is significant.
That's impressive. But I'm guessing there's a catch.
You guessed it. Current elastocaloric materials, often nickel titanium alloys, are expensive and can degrade over time. Scientists are exploring more abundant and eco-friendly options like natural rubber, but these are still in early stages of development.
Sounds like we've got a way to go before we see these in our homes. What's number 6 on the list?
Number 6 is immersive technology for the built world. This is all about blurring the line between digital and physical worlds, changing how we design, construct, and interact with our surroundings.
So, like virtual reality for architecture and urban planning?
Sort of, yeah. Cities like Helsinki are using digital twins to simulate and optimize everything from traffic flow to energy consumption. And in construction, augmented reality is revolutionizing building processes. Workers can use AR glasses to see 3D blueprints overlaid on physical space, reducing errors by up to 90%, according to one study.
That's incredible. But I can't help but think about the privacy concerns this raises. As our built environments become more connected and data-driven, how do we protect people's privacy?
You're right on the money there. Privacy is a huge concern with this technology. There's also the risk of deepening the digital divide, as access to these technologies may not be equitable. It's something we'll need to address as these technologies become more widespread.
Absolutely. It seems like with all of these technologies, we're walking a tightrope between innovation and potential risks.
You've hit the nail on the head. And that brings us to number 5 on our list, integrated sensing and communication, or ISAC. This technology could turn our wireless infrastructure into a vast sensing system.
Wait, what? Our cell towers could become giant sensors?
Essentially, yes. ISAC uses radio waves not just to transmit data, but also to gather information about the environment. It could create detailed maps of surroundings, detect movement, and even monitor air quality.
That sounds incredibly useful, but also a bit scary. I mean, a system that can detect movement through walls? That could easily be misused for surveillance, right?
Absolutely. The privacy concerns are significant. It's another case where we'll need to carefully balance the potential benefits with the risks. Early tests suggest ISAC could increase network capacity by up to 50%, but we need to ensure it's not at the cost of our privacy.
Well said. What's next on our list of futuristic tech?
Number 4 is high-altitude platform stations, or HAPS. These are essentially flying cell towers operating at altitudes of about 20 kilometers. They aim to provide internet connectivity to areas where traditional infrastructure is impractical or impossible.
So, like bringing internet to remote areas? That could be a game changer for developing regions?
Exactly. As of last year, over 2.6 billion people in 100 countries still lack internet access. HAPS could change that, bringing educational resources, telemedicine, and economic opportunities to previously unconnected communities.
That's amazing. But I have to ask, how do we keep these platforms in the air for extended periods?
Well, that's one of the main challenges. It requires advanced materials and energy systems. There are also complex international airspace regulations to navigate and potential environmental impacts to consider. But the potential benefits are enormous.
Fascinating. What's number 3 on our list?
Number 3 is reconfigurable intelligent surfaces, or UTRI. These are smart panels that can dynamically alter their electromagnetic properties. They can redirect signals to areas with poor coverage, enhance signal strength, or create interference-free zones.
So we could use these to improve wireless coverage? That sounds incredibly useful.
You bet. Early studies suggest RIS could increase network capacity by up to 10 times while significantly reducing energy consumption. In dense urban environments, RIS could dramatically improve connectivity without additional base stations.
That's impressive. But I'm guessing there are some challenges.
You're right. Creating surfaces that can effectively manipulate signals across a wide range of frequencies is technically complex and potentially expensive.
And again, there are privacy concerns, as the ability to precisely control wireless signals could potentially be used for targeted surveillance.
It seems like privacy is a recurring theme with many of these technologies.
Absolutely. Which brings us nicely to number 2 on our list, privacy enhancing technologies, or PETs. These are designed to protect personal information in our data-driven world.
Well, that sounds like something we desperately need. How do these technologies work?
One example is homomorphic encryption, which allows computations on encrypted data without decrypting it first. This could revolutionize fields like healthcare by enabling analysis of sensitive medical data without compromising patient privacy.
That's fascinating. It sounds like these technologies could unlock new possibilities for data sharing and collaboration.
Exactly. But there are challenges. Many of these technologies are computationally intensive, which could slow down systems or increase costs. It's a balancing act between privacy and efficiency.
Interesting. So, what's the number one emerging technology on our list?
The top spot goes to AI for scientific discovery. This is really changing the game in how we explore and understand our world.
Wow, tell me more about that.
Well, in drug discovery, for example, the first AI-designed drug entered human clinical trials in 2023. It was developed in just 12 months at a fraction of the usual cost. This could open up possibilities for treating rare diseases previously considered economically unfeasible.
That's incredible. Are there other fields where AI is making breakthroughs?
Absolutely. In material science, AI is predicting properties of new compounds before they're synthesized. One AI system recently identified a new material for more efficient solar cells. And in theoretical physics, an AI model solved a decades-old problem in nuclear fusion, identifying optimal magnetic field configurations overlooked by human scientists.
It sounds like AI could accelerate scientific progress across the board, but are there any downsides we should be aware of?
Well, there are concerns about the black box nature of some AI systems, which raises questions about reproducibility and scientific understanding. There's also a risk of AI perpetuating biases present in training data, potentially skewing research. And we need to ensure equitable access to these technologies to prevent a scientific divide.
Those are important considerations. It seems like with all of these technologies, we need to carefully balance the potential benefits with the risks and ethical concerns.
You've hit the nail on the head. These top 10 technologies of this year promise to reshape our world, but their true impact will depend on how we choose to develop and apply them. It's an exciting time, but also one that requires careful thought and responsible innovation.
Well said. It's clear we're on the cusp of some major technological breakthroughs. It'll be fascinating to see how these play out in the coming years.
Absolutely. And that's all we have time for today. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the future of technology. Until next time, keep innovating and stay curious.
And remember, the future is what we make it. Let's make it a good one. Goodbye, everyone.
Well, that wraps this up. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our episode. The next one is coming right up. We appreciate you making this an award-winning podcast and downloading on Apple and Spotify and subscribing to our YouTube channel. This is Cybercrime Junkies, and we thank you for watching.